Hello everybody, welcome back to What Remains of Edith Finch. So, last time we ended with Walter, who got ran over by a train because he was insane in the membrane. Anyway.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Why?
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
Who?
And
Meese?
the history you're a part of.
Is that where I'm going? No. I wish I could run, but instead I can zoom in on objects and call it a day. That looks like the house
I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
that sank.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Uh-huh.
Look at the house. Had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long that we've gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting a house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Well, they're supposed to do something more.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
So, Lewis and Milton are my brothers who died. Who's my parents? I guess I'll never know. I don't know. The family tree thing is confusing.
back on it now. If she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh! You probably shouldn't be doing anything. Wait. No, I'm stupid. 22. No, yeah, 20. What? Holy shit! Wait, how are you even functioning? Right? That's 5 months. Okay, no, that's not that bad. That's not. No, that's still bad. Oh my god, wait, you do have a stomach. No? Yes? I can't tell. Is that normal? Chat? Viewers? Who have had children? Is this normal size? I can't tell. I don't think so, though. This is all. I'm also basing this just off of people I've seen get pregnant, so I really can't say for myself.
I never met Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Oh. The fuck? Ew.
Dawn, I promise. You'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Hey!
That's a keeper.
Blech.
I'll take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
To tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo.
He is a crabby person.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
What am I supposed to be
Found an old
photographing?
logging trail. Your deer.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
Huh?
Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down.
Oh, the camera
Great
was.
shot, Don.
Oh my god. It's kind of. Oh.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
But
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
anyway. All right. Cool. Good start. Great start. Great start to the. Great start. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
I mean, don't do that. Don't be stupid. Please don't. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from? Where am I supposed to go? Oh my god. I feel like I'm not. No, there's no way. Because where would I go? Or just go backwards? There's like a. I see a secret passage. It's not really secret, but I see it. Let's go. Cotton Eye Joe.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Wait, do we even know anything about Sam? No, we don't. No, yeah, we do. Never mind. Shut up. This is one we just watched. Gregory? Is this a FNAF? Is this what happened to him? Gregory died and, that's why he's a robot? I'm sorry. This is not the game to be making jokes. This is so fucking sad.
Dear friend, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
That is a baby. Wait. I can knock these off. Get them out of here.
Over, Gregory. It's time to. Come on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I didn't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Knock all the letters of Gregory's name into the bathtub. Let's go! Achievement unlocked, baby.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw. Sure made him happy.
What is happening?
I know how silly it sounds. saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay.
Oh my god. So like he drowned? Holy shit. All right.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose 2 sons after she'd already lost 2 brothers. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and then stopped teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Huh.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Oh, why would it?
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Huh.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Sorry, I'm looking at the dates. 'Cause holy shit. Okay.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
It's the door. Found him.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Huh.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it.
Oh my god.
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that had not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then, daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Okay. Back to the story. I kind of forgot what I was doing.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
A doggy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. He could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister serpent.
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her silver harp.
I'm glad we can make her like a little bit of the story up. That's kind of cool.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Holy shit.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Excuse me.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Oh, so he's getting lost in his own mind. He's going insane. As
My
they say.
imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. Began to forget the world we know.
Oh. This might explain it if this is my locker.
I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him.
Ah.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Yay!
The palace would be packed with his companions. Miss Calico who'd insisted on inviting me. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh God, I know exactly where this is going.
And rest up in peace. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Okay.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Oh, cool. Oh, great. Oh, that was a story. Oh my God. Stop it.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe I should have come sooner.
Edith. My room?
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Uh-oh.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
What? There we go.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. last time I ever saw the old house aground, there'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try.
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Holy shit. Wow. Holy shit. That was really good. Holy fuck. I kind of like, I have played that before, but I like, honestly, I forgot kind of like how, like the stories themselves are really dark. They're really interesting. And I guess I never really took the stories and thought about like how, you know, combining them is just so bizarre. But I think I actually missed a couple stories. Like, for some reason, I just have a feeling like I didn't get them all, but I don't know what I would have missed. So, I don't know. This was good. I did like this game. I played it like, holy shit, years ago. But I've been wanting to play on the channel. I thought it would be a fun little game to play, and it is. It's dark. It's ooh. But still really good. Can you? Okay, never mind. I was about to be like, can you interact with the little switches? But no, you can't. Your mouse doesn't show up. It's very interesting to me to know, like, to kind of think of like, where they got these stories. Like, what inspiration came up with some of these stories. The baby one that the baby one was definitely a scary one. And you know, it's just interesting. Like, what in these stories were we supposed to like take out as like true and fake? Like, obviously, there probably was some killer. The Barbara, you know, the one with the crutches and stuff. Like, what out of that? What I took out of it was, you know, there was a murder, and you know, she died. She just died. Like, she defended herself, but you know, and it also makes me wonder, like, what if it was the boyfriend? Because it did say like the boyfriend was framed, blah 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 blah. It makes me wonder, like, what if it was him? Because they got into that fight. So I want to know. But it's still a good story. It's a good puzzle piece. This was still really good. The replay story option. Okay. But did I get them all? I think I did. I'm gonna alt tab real quick. Because I think there's an achievement for it. Yeah, the end of everything. Finish all stories. What story did I not finish? All roads take both paths to the house. Holy shit. Okay, so these are all easy achievements. But I did miss a story. I want to know, what story did I miss? Let me... Because I think I got them all, right? I don't know. But yeah, that was What Remains of Edith and Finch. Or Edith Finch, sorry. What? Am I saying this right? What Remains of Edith Finch, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. As always, see you soon.